My name is Louis Lee. I'm the MC for today. This is the 20th Australian Citizenship ceremony hosted by All Arts and Multicultural Incorporated Citizenship team. For your information, the ladies and gents toilet are on my right. If there's a fire, please follow the exit sign. Appreciate if you can switch off your mobile phone or switch to a silent mode. You can take photo by all means. This ceremony is proudly supported by Lord Mayor Suburban Initiative Fund and Councillor Kim Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask the unique treatment, the Citizenship Vice Chair, also the Vice President of All Arts and Multicultural Incorporated, to do the acknowledgement of the traditional owner, also the acknowledgement of our official guests. The unique treatment, please.
I would like to acknowledge the traditions of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people on whose land we are gathered here today. And Mr. Graham Perrott MP, presiding officer for this citizenship ceremony authorised by Minister of the Australian Citizenship Act 2007. Louis Lee, OAM, Master of Ceremonies, Volunteer Organiser and also Life Honorary Advisor, World Arts and Multicultural Incorporated. Melody Chen, Life Honorary President, World Arts and Multicultural, and the host. Edward Wynne, President, World Arts and Multicultural. Councillor Kim Marks, Councillor for Runcorn Ward. Sarah Kemp, Citizenship Ceremonies and Engagement Officer, Citizenship Queensland Department of Home Affairs. Stephen Wu, Honorary Sponsor, Australians of Chinese Heritage War Memorial Committee. Lila Paratak, President, Dominion Women's Association of Queensland. Louise Nam, President, PNC Stratton State College. Enwan Kasari, President, Syrian Australian Friendship Association of Queensland. Hamza Ansari, Member of the Queensland Youth Parliament for Stratton in 2016 and 2017. Emily Kim, Member for the Queensland Youth Parliament for Stratton in 2018. All the World Arts and Multicultural Incorporated Citizenship team and volunteers. First of all, I would like to acknowledge all 52 candidates, soon to be new citizens from 21 different countries and their guests.
Thank you, unique treatment. That is the unique treatment. Ladies and gentlemen, I call upon the presiding officer, Mr. Graham Perrott, the federal member for Moreton, to deliver his speech, also to deliver minister's speech, which is the Honourable Peter Dutton, the Minister for Home Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Perrott MP, please.
Thank you very much, Lewis, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What a great day to be here. Could I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners and thank them for their strong and continuing stewardship for over 3,000 generations, 100,000 years of surviving and thriving on this continent, which can be very difficult in some parts of Australia. The first word spoken on this planet was an Aboriginal word, something to be very proud of. The oldest piece of art in the world is an Aboriginal piece of art found up in northwestern Australia. We have so much to learn from the First Nations people about how to belong here, so that the land we own also owns us. Could I also acknowledge all of the dignitaries that have been acknowledged already, particularly the elected representatives, Kim Marks and Stephen Wong, and all the state representatives. But it's just so you know, I'm from the federal level of government. We've got 2 local government representatives. That's pretty much the only levels of government you need, I think. Is that right, Stephen and Kim? All right, so you heard it here. Could I particularly thank the World Arts and Multicultural for the many volunteers over the years that have put together 20 citizenship ceremonies. And that would mean approximately 1,500 new Australians. 1,500 people who have able to go through a citizenship ceremony where they have a great encounter with what it means to be an Australian. And I'd just like to acknowledge that. I have a certificate. Melanie, is that right? I just call on Edward, Melody Chen and Louis Lee, if you'd like to come forward. I'd just like to acknowledge that 20 ceremonies with this certificate. Have it? Thank you for all of the volunteers associated with all of those ceremonies. Today, it is about 230 years since 11 ships sailed into Botany Bay and then Sydney Harbour, bringing people from across the other side of the world in 11 ships to start a new beginning in a timeless continent, in an old continent. So today is the first of spring, the first day of spring. Also a day for a new beginning in that timeless cycle of seasons. And for you, for the people who are about to become Australian citizens, it's the start of a new journey. Now after today, you will feel differently. You will feel differently. I can guarantee that. If not, you can get your money back. I know, and I'll give you a simple example. I have two sons, and I remember when the first one was born, Stanley. He's now 13 years old, and when he was born, when he was about as old as that new Australian that's crying down there, I remember how much I loved him. He came later in life, and my wife and I, we didn't think we were going to have children. And then so when a child came along, we were just so, I was so in love with my son. And then about 4 years later, amazingly, miraculously almost, we had another son. And when that son came along, it wasn't like my love expanded, doubled to fit my two children. When I had that first son, I thought there's no way I could love anything more or as much as I loved my first son, but then my second son came along. And that is how you will be with Australia. You will always love the country that you came from, but you will love Australia just as much. Maybe a little bit more. We never talk about loving one child more than another one, but maybe some days. So my job is to read out a message from the Honourable Peter Dutton, the MP, Honourable Peter Dutton, MP, Minister for Home Affairs. And I begin. Australia stands proud in today's world, recognised for defending the values, rights and obligations which will stand us in good stead for as long as we embrace them. The history and culture of Australia has been forged over thousands of years, first through Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and more recently with people from the four corners of the earth. Australians are proud of having survived and thrived as a nation following the cruelty of world wars, depression, drought and flood. As a result of this rich history, today we stand with other strong democracies to help defend and protect our hard-fought freedoms. People of all backgrounds and religions strengthen our country, and only together, united, will our future be as strong as our present and past. Thank you for taking this important step today. Australian citizenship confers on you great benefits, but equally rights and obligations. Congratulations and best wishes, the Honourable Peter Dutton MP, Minister for Home Affairs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perry, MP, the Federal Member for Moreton, also our presiding officer for today. Ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to invite Melody Cheng, the Live Honorary President of WAMCI Multicultural Incorporated, and also our host today, to deliver her speech. Melody Cheng, please.
Today, we have a beautiful new candidate from 21 different countries becoming Australian citizens. We are very honored to host the citizenship ceremony under the guidance of MC Louis Lee, OAM, volunteer, organizer, and also life honorary advisor for Arts and Multicultural Incorporation. Australia is a wonderful country, rich in cultural harmony and diversity. Your Australian citizenship is about making a contribution. I cherish this great honor of being able to be part of a system with this important step in our life. Once again, congratulations to the candidates who will be the new Australian citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Melody Chen. Ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to invite Councillor Stephen Wan, Councillor from McGregor Ward, to deliver his speech. Councillor Stephen Wan, please.
Thank you, Louis. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. May I start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather and pay my respect to the elders both past and present. May I also acknowledge the elected representatives here today, our grandparents, Federal Member for Morton, and my colleague, Councillor Kim Mark from Ranhong Ward, and also to all the distinguished guests today. Well, may I start by congratulating all the new Australians who are going to receive the certificate of citizenship this afternoon. By becoming Australian citizen, you will be a formal part of this great Australian family. And of course, I congratulate you on becoming part of this family. But can I ask you to think about what does it mean for you? We all agree that Australia is a great country, but think about it. What makes a country great? Is it because we've got vast land, or is it because we have bountiful resources? No, I think the most important thing is it's the people of this country make this country great. So by becoming Australian citizen today, I encourage you to think about what sort of role you can play, especially in a civic society like we have. And I'll encourage you to be an active citizen of this country, do whatever you can to enjoy your role as Australian. And if I can end by a quote by the former President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, ask not what the country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So today, by becoming Australian citizen, think about it. What can you do to make this country great? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wan, Councillor from McGregor Ward. Next, can I invite Councillor Kim Mark, Councillor for Ranhong Ward, to deliver her speech. This ceremony is supported by Lawman Initiative, Suburban Initiative Fund, also by Councillor Kim Mark. Councillor Kim Mark, please.
Thank you very much, Louis, for that wonderful introduction. As always, we begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the elders past, present and emerging. And that acknowledgement is something that all elected representatives will do, such as Graham Perry and myself, Councillor Long, my fellow colleague in Council, which just shows that as Australia, and more particularly Brisbane, is such a multicultural community and country, that we acknowledge not only the traditional owners, but we acknowledge all the people that come from every other country around the world. And it just goes to show just how important you all are to the fabric of our country, and in particular Brisbane. The areas that I look after, I have 4 suburbs that I look after, and 57% of my residents are born overseas. So I have a lot of people that I look after that were never born in this country. And in fact, I wasn't born in this country either. I'm a Kiwi, I've come from New Zealand, from across the ditch, as they say. And you'll know when Graham Perrett does his 5 things about being a citizen, one of them will be the team, and he will mention about the All Blacks. And yes, he will. He always does.
Not after last week.
So I always back the All Blacks. Yes, that's my team. But when it comes to another sport, I'm obviously very much Australian. So look, it's just, we need to tell you, please don't leave your heritage behind. You need to bring that with you. We welcome that. And make sure you always remember it and bring your children up with that heritage as well, because it's very, very important. You know, you are dual citizens, you know, you have Australian citizenship, but you also have your own heritage in that. You must never forget that. We welcome you with open arms. Thank you.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, I'll now invite Mr. Glenn Parrott, the presiding officer, to do the preamble and the pledge of commitment. Mr. Parrott, MP, please. This is a legal requirement, isn't it, Mr. Parrott? Mr. Parrott, please.
Thank you, Lewis. Yes, this is required, and in fact we have someone from the department supervising to make sure that we do this legal requirement. So this is the formal part of the ceremony conducted in accordance with the Australian Citizenship Act 2007, which is a piece of legislation that followed the Citizenship Act of 1949. Before 1949, there was no such thing as an Australian. Okay, apart from obviously Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who've been here for 100,000 years. Before that, there were only British Australians. And then in 1949, there was this change to recognise that people were Australians. So this preamble comes from that piece of legislation, Schedule 1 of the Australian Citizenship Regulation 2016. Australian citizenship represents full and formal membership of the community of the Commonwealth of Australia. And Australian citizenship is a common bond involving reciprocal rights and obligations, uniting all Australians while respecting their diversity. Persons on whom Australian citizenship is conferred enjoy these rights and undertake to accept these obligations by pledging loyalty to Australia and its people, by sharing their democratic beliefs, by respecting their rights and liberties, and by upholding and obeying the laws of Australia.